Hello and welcome to ELBC Newsline. Today is Friday, December 5, 2025. My name is Fabian Kuya and these are our top stories. President Joseph Boakai returns home after attending 2025 Imo State Economic Summit in Nigeria. The government of Sweden shuts down embassies in 5 African countries, including Liberia. 3 Sierra Leonean nationals arrested during huge drug raid in Pinsville. And away from home, powerful workers' union in Tunisia threatens nationwide strike amidst escalating crackdown on critics. These stories and much more, including sports, the weather report, the news in Liberian English and French. But first, Willimeta Jaba and the news bulletin.
President Joseph Boakai has returned home after participating in the inaugural edition of the Imo State Economic Summit in Nigeria. President Boakai's attendance at the summit was at the invitation from Imo State Governor. During the 2-day event, the Liberian leader stressed the importance of partnership and collaboration among African leaders to move the continent forward. The president urged his counterparts to begin leveraging smart and realistic investment opportunities for rapid growth and development. President Boakai's attendance, according to the official invitation, was in recognition of his efforts to improve the overall livelihood of the Liberian people. The Swedish government has announced the closure of its embassy accredited to Liberia and Sierra Leone for 2026. In a statement ET Friday, the government of Sweden said it was a difficult decision to have its bilateral development cooperation with Liberia phased out. According to the Swedish government, the decision, which has not been taken lightly, is a consequence of reduced funding in its overall budget for development cooperation. Sweden named Zimbabwe, Mozambique, and Tanzania as other countries that are being affected in Africa. It said the phase out of bilateral support would be done in a responsible and orderly way, with operations terminated by the end of August 2026. Meanwhile, the Swedish government has assured that its global support for Liberia through multilateral organizations and the European Union will not be affected. It also clarified that the decision to phase out bilateral support is not in any way linked to policies or events in Liberia. According to a statement, every effort will be exerted in order to preserve the excellent relations between Liberia and Sweden despite the challenging circumstances. The Swedish government said it looks forward to strengthening the broadening and partnership with Liberia beyond development cooperation, not least through enhanced trade and business relations. Sweden, the statement said, remains a steadfast partner to Liberia, attaching great importance to the shared priorities and values which, together with its strong historic ties, provides a solid foundation for continued good relations between both nations. The Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency, LDA, has confiscated the notorious drug kush valued at over $2 million Liberian dollars. The LDA also arrested 3 Sierra Leonean nationals during a raid in Jobai, Pinsville. The suspects, Kadiatu Laiko, 28, Aliati Ba, 20, and John Chowawali, 24, were allegedly found with the narcotic substance. According to a release, the December 4 operation was led by ACP Patrick Komazo, Deputy OIC for Operations, along with the Special Drug Squad. The LDA disclosed that officers also confiscated 677 grams of coach during the evening raid, and the suspects are undergoing investigation before being forwarded to court for prosecution. Meanwhile, the agency is urging the public to report drug-related activities through its hotlines. The Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency River G Detachment is currently investigating 4 persons for being in possession of assorted drugs. Daniel and Aaron Toll were recently picked up at Wepoka Weekend Checkpoint carrying huge quantities of tramadol and coach, among others, worth over 150,000 Liberian dollars. Farmers Kofa Chie and a man only identified as Tue were also arrested for being in possession of 233 grams of marijuana. LDA Special Agent and River G County Commander Bill Cooper said those arrested will be processed and forwarded to court. Special Agent Cooper is also urging residents to work along with the LDA to help restore sanity to their community. Meanwhile, women of the county are calling on the government to provide logistics, especially vehicles, to make the LDA more effective. The Liberia Land Authority on Friday joined other government entities in launching a 5-year strategic plan for inclusive development. The plan aims to strengthen land governance and policy reform, enhancing legal documents and regulatory frameworks. Liberia Land Authority Chairman Samuel Bakil said the strategic plan aligns with the arrest agenda for inclusive development. Chairman Bakil added that the plan will advance transparency and sustainable land governance that supports stability and long-term socio-economic development. The Land Authority Board also thanked partners for their support while calling on government entities to support LLA in executing the plan. Meanwhile, the 5-year plan, which will run from 2025 to 2029, seeks to address the growing land conflicts in the country. Giving an overview of the strategic plan, the Assistant Director for Communication and Outreach, Emmanuel Davis, said the plan will broaden and strengthen the delivery of land services across the country. Mr. Davis stated that the launch of the new plan marks a new beginning for land and boundaries harmonization in Liberia. Panelists at a day-long retreat for female officers and soldiers of the 23rd Infantry Brigade of the Armed Forces of Liberia have called on female officers to propel themselves for leadership roles and other opportunities. The panelists, including Defense Minister Geraldine George, said women's involvement in security institutions is essential for democratic governance and peace building. Minister George said, as such, women enlisted in Liberian security apparatus need to add basic education skills to their military trainees to enhance their chances of becoming leaders. Also speaking, retired Major Ophelia Twahine said women should not only join the army for beautification but to serve crucial roles in strengthening the army. The day-long retreat for female officers and soldiers of the 23rd Infantry Brigade of the Armed Forces of Liberia took place at the Olive Tree Event Hall in Shuffling Town, Lower Mangere County. Meanwhile, UN Women Liberia Country Office Deputy Representative Dr. Yami Falayajo has described female soldiers as trailblazers who continue to break barriers that have held women down. Dr. Falalajo said special tribute to Liberian female soldiers for daring to step forward and redefine what leadership looks like in the military. She said the resilience Liberian female officers and soldiers show in challenging men for leadership roles proves that strength is not measured by gender but character and discipline. She was speaking when she delivered the keynote address at a day-long retreat for female officers and soldiers of the 23rd Infantry Brigade at the Armed Forces of Liberia challenged women to continue to fight for excellence. For his part, Armed Forces of Liberia Chief of Staff Major General Davison Fuller said the retreat is essential in harnessing the aspirations of women in the military. The Liberia National Police and the Monrovia City Corporation have welcomed Newark City Mayor Ras Barika to Liberia. Mayor Barika is in Liberia for a working visit. He was warmly received by Police Inspector General Gregory Coleman and Monrovia City Major John Siafa. Police IG Gregory Coleman highlighted the importance of sisterly cooperation between security institutions in Europe, America, and Africa. For his part, Monrovia City Mayor John Siafa described Mayor Barika's visit to Liberia as a beginning of cooperation between Monrovia, Newark City in New Jersey, the United States. For his part, Mayor Barika said coming to Liberia was an opportunity to forge partnerships in the security and other sectors of the country. The Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission (LACC) has termed as baseless, misleading, and politically motivated allegations that it diverted public funds to the United Party for its December 6 fundraising and homecoming program. Former Monrovia City Mayor and Secretary General of the Opposition Congress for Democratic Change, Jefferson Koji, made the allegation on Thursday in a Facebook post. LACC, in a release, said it was unfortunate and deeply regrettable for an individual who once occupied a position of public trust would intentionally mislead the Liberian people with false narratives crafted to incite public confusion. It said Mr. Koji's assertions regarding alleged diversion of public funds and payments purportedly made under the banner of December 6 mobilization are entirely false, reckless, and unsupported by any factual basis. The Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission stated that it has made no such payments, engaged in no such scam, and has never participated in or endorsed any illicit financial activity as alleged. According to the release, the Commission operates under that strict legal, administrative, and financial procedures, all subject to internal controls, external audits, and the law. Meanwhile, the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission says it is committed to investigating acts of corruption without fear or favor and upholding the standards of transparency and accountability. LACC said safeguarding the public interest through lawful and professional conduct remains critical to its functions. The Commission called on the public, international partners, and stakeholders to disregard Mr. Jefferson Koji's fabrications and rely on verified information from credible institutions. LACC said it is not deterred by calculated attempts to undermine its work, stressing that it remains focused on serving the Liberian people with integrity. It stated that any individual with legitimate evidence of corruption is encouraged to follow the appropriate legal channels and present credible information instead of using propaganda to tarnish the reputation of the institution. Senate Pro Tem Mikanga Lawrence is rallying the support of the ECOWAS Parliament towards the development of Liberia. Pro Tem Lawrence said after Liberia's 14-year conflict, the ECOWAS Parliament created a space for constructive dialogue to build confidence in the country's peace-building process. The Grand Bassa County Senator disclosed that the ECOWAS Parliament also acknowledged that demonstrated regional solidarity by fostering communication among countries in the Mano River Union region. She made the remarks on Thursday in Abuja, Nigeria, at activities commemorating the 25th anniversary of the ECOWAS Parliament. The ECOWAS Parliament is charged with the responsibility of fostering regional dialogue, democracy, human rights, peace, and integration in West Africa. The Executive Committee on the National Association of Trial Judges is boycotting the ongoing National Convention of the Liberia National Bar Association in Ganta, Nima County. The decision was reached following an Executive Committee meeting on Thursday. According to the National Association of Trial Judges, the decision remains enforced until the LNBA leadership can address its concerns. However, the association has complained against some of its members who are still playing active roles in the bar. The Liberia National Bar Association is expected to honor some judges, including the resident judge of Grand Cape Mount County and vice president of the trial judges, Usman Fiaka, at the convention. Meanwhile, Judge Fiaka has reportedly declined to honor the LNBA's request following the association's decision to boycott LNBA convention. And the Ministry of Transport has launched a new 5-year strategic plan with the aim of transforming the transport sector. Transport Minister Salif Tata said the plan focuses on improving safety, strengthening service delivery, and supporting economic growth. Mr. Tata noted that a 5-year strategic plan is also aimed at modernizing and digitizing transportation services while creating a safe, affordable, and fully integrated transport network. He said the plan also aligns with the government's Arrest Agenda, Vision 2030, and international development goals. Meanwhile, Minister Tyler believes the plan will help move Liberia to an industrialized middle-income country by 2030.
William Meta Chaba and the news bulletin. She returns hopefully with foreign news. One of the top stories this evening. The government of Sweden shuts down embassies in 5 African countries, including Liberia. A day ago, President Boyka delivered the ongoing remarks at the Imo State Economic Summit in Nigeria. During his speech, President Boyka called on his counterparts on the continent to forge partnerships that are vital to Africa's advancement. Well, earlier on today, President Boyka returned home via the Roberts International Airport. He spoke in this interview with members of the Executive National Press Corps.
First thing, the close relationship.
Yes,